All right, so generative AI has pretty much exploded into our lives, right? But for education, well, this isn't just some new gadget. It's more like an earthquake. It's shaking the very foundations of how we teach and maybe even more importantly, how we figure out what students are actually learning. I mean, how do you assess knowledge when a machine can spit out a perfect essay in like 5 seconds? Let's dive in and really break this down. And this quote, man, it really hits the nail on the head. This is the fundamental truth we have to start with. The tools, the rules, the whole nature of information, it has changed for good. Forever. Pretending it hasn't, that's just not an option anymore. The real challenge here isn't just about, catching up. It's about having to redesign education from the ground up for a world that's playing by a completely different set of rules. Okay, so before we can even start talking about solutions, we have to get on the same page about what we're actually dealing with here. What exactly is generative AI, and why is it causing such a massive disruption? So, at its most basic level, this is what we're talking about. Think about it. This isn't like Google, which just finds information that's already out there. No, this is a system that can take your instructions, a prompt, and create something brand new and totally original. A whole essay, a chunk of computer code, a really complex analysis. It just makes it. And that creative power, that's exactly what's putting all this pressure on the old ways of doing assessment. And that leads us right to the core of the problem. I mean, look, we've had tools in the classroom for decades. Calculators, spell checkers, you name it. So what makes this so different? Well, it's because generative AI, it isn't just another tool. It's something else entirely. Yeah, and this table really lays it all out. It gets to the absolute heart of it. We're talking about a massive shift in the relationship between a student and their tech. A normal digital tool, like a calculator, it does exactly what you tell it to do. It supports what you're already doing. But an algorithmic partner, like GenAI, it actively jumps into the process. It's not just supporting your work, it's co-creating the work with you. It becomes this invisible pedagogical actor in the room. It's actually shaping how you think. And of course, this new kind of partnership comes with some pretty huge ethical risks. We're way beyond simple cheating here. Now we're dealing with stuff like AI hallucinations, where the AI just confidently makes up facts and even cites sources that don't exist. There's the real danger of students basically outsourcing their critical thinking skills, right? And then there's the whole digital divide. Students who can afford premium AI tools get a huge advantage, which just makes things even more unfair. So when you see all those challenges, what's the first reaction? For a lot of people, it's just ban it, get it out of the classroom. But that's really not a strategy that's going to work in the long run. So instead, we need a whole new ethical framework to help guide us through this. And really, this is the big choice that every single educator is facing right now. The goal can't be to just ban the technology. It has to be about smart adaptation. It's about building a completely new way of teaching, a new pedagogy, one that accepts that AI is here to stay and focuses on teaching students how to use it in a powerful and ethical way. So what does this new approach actually look like in practice? Well, a few key things. First, teacher training has to come before student training. Teachers need to be the experts. Second, the focus can't just be on prompting skills. It has to be about critical and ethical literacy, knowing how to judge what the AI gives you. Third, we have to start evaluating the learning process, not just the final product. And finally, and this is a big one, we have to be flexible. We have to be ready to adapt because this technology is evolving at an insane speed. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in a real classroom on, say, a Tuesday morning? Let's get into the practical stuff. And this traffic light model is a really fantastic, simple way to set clear expectations. It's super intuitive. So you've got your red zone, AI is totally forbidden. This is for your in-class, handwritten exams where you need to see what a student can do on their own. Then there's the yellow zone. Here, AI is okay, but only for specific things, like brainstorming ideas or checking grammar. And crucially, it has to be attributed. And finally, the green zone. This is where you actually encourage students to use AI for things like critiquing an AI-generated text or using it to analyze a bunch of data. Okay, having that kind of clarity is awesome, but it all leads to the million-dollar question, the one every teacher's asking right now. So how in the world do we design assignments that are actually cheat-proof? Well, the answer, it turns out, is to design assignments that are fundamentally and undeniably human. So how do you do that? Step 1. You anchor the task to something personal or local, a student's own experience, an event in their community, things an AI just doesn't know about. Step 2. You make the process visible. You want to see their research journey, the messy drafts, not just the final polished thing. Step 3. Ask for more than just an essay. Have them create a presentation, a video, a podcast. And finally, Step 4. Make them reflect. Include a mandatory reflection on how and why they did or didn't use AI. And here's the thing. When you start designing assignments like this, you realize something pretty profound. This isn't just about changing homework assignments anymore. This is changing the very role of the teacher and the whole nature of what learning even is. And that shift might be the biggest one of all. Think about it. In a world where an AI can give you any fact in a split second, the teacher's job isn't to be the gatekeeper of knowledge anymore. That role is kind of obsolete. Their new job, which is arguably way more important, is to be a guide for critical inquiry, someone who teaches students how to ask the right questions, how to challenge what they're told, and how to find their way through this incredibly complex new world of information. Which brings me to this idea, this metaphor of an intellectual exoskeleton. I just think this is a brilliant way to put it. Because when we use it the right way, AI isn't a crutch that makes our brains weaker. It's a powerful framework that supports and even augments our own thinking. It helps us reach higher and think bigger than we ever could on our own. It's all about amplification, not replacement. So that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? We're standing at this massive crossroads, and we have a choice to make. Is AI an unavoidable existential threat to learning as we know it? Or is it maybe the greatest opportunity we've ever had to completely reinvent it? The answer? Well, that's going to come down to the choices that all of us make, starting right now.